July, 1954. Tokyo International Airport. A well-dressed businessman steps off a plane. Nothing unusual. Until officials open his passport. It looks real. Official stamps. Government seals. Travel history. But there's one problem. His country doesn't exist. He says he's from Taured. And what happens next becomes one of the strangest airport mysteries ever recorded. Because this man wasn't joking. He was serious, confident, and completely impossible. Part 1: A routine arrival. It was a normal summer day at Tokyo's airport. The man appeared European. Mid-40s, calm, professional. He carried himself like a seasoned traveler. His passport showed he had visited multiple countries, including Japan before. This wasn't his first trip. Nothing about his appearance raised suspicion. Until immigration officers asked a simple question: "Where are you from?" He answered clearly. Taured. The officers paused. They had never heard of it. They assumed it was a misunderstanding. So they asked him to point to it on a map. Confidently, he leaned forward and pointed to a place between France and Spain. The location of modern-day Andorra. But he shook his head. "No," he said. "This is Taured." He insisted Andorra didn't exist. His country had been there for over 1,000 years. Now, immigration officers were very concerned. Part 2: The passport that shouldn't exist. The officers examined his passport more closely. It looked authentic. Not homemade. Not fake in any obvious way. It contained official-looking stamps, visa approvals, entry and exit records including previous visits to Tokyo. Which made this even more confusing. If Taured didn't exist, how had he traveled internationally? He also carried supporting documents: driver's license, business papers, currency from multiple European countries. Everything appeared legitimate. Nothing screamed fraud. He even had hotel reservations in Tokyo. And business meetings scheduled. He was supposed to be there. But according to reality, he couldn't be. Part 3: His story never changed. Immigration officials began questioning him more intensely. At first, he was calm. Then he became frustrated. He insisted the officers were mistaken. Not him. He said Taured was a peaceful European nation. He said it had existed for centuries. He couldn't understand why nobody recognized it. Imagine his perspective. You land in a foreign country. And suddenly, officials are telling you your homeland doesn't exist. To him, they were the ones who were wrong. Not the other way around. His confusion seemed real. His frustration seemed genuine. And that made this even more disturbing. Part 4: The detainment. Unable to verify his identity, authorities detained him. They placed him in a nearby hotel under guard. He wasn't in a prison cell. But he wasn't free to leave. His documents were confiscated. Officials planned to investigate further. 2 guards were stationed outside his room. He had no way out. No passport. No clearance. No country. He was trapped. A man from nowhere. They told him to rest while they sorted things out. But the next morning, everything changed. Part 5: The impossible disappearance. When officials returned to his room, he was gone. Vanished. No broken windows. No forced doors. No signs of escape. The guards claimed nobody had left. His passport was gone too. So were his papers. Everything. It was as if he had never been there. No trace. No explanation. No answers. The man from Taured had disappeared. And he was never seen again. Part 6 Theories. Over the years, many theories have tried to explain the mystery. Some believe he was simply a con artist. A man using elaborate fake documents. But experts argue creating such convincing international travel records would have been extremely difficult in 1954. Others believe it was a misunderstanding. Perhaps he meant Andorra. Perhaps there was a language barrier. Perhaps confusion escalated into myth. And then there are the more extreme theories. Some suggest he came from a parallel reality. A version of Earth where Taured exists. A world slightly different from ours. Where borders changed. Where history diverged. And somehow, he crossed over. Of course, there is no scientific evidence for this. But the mystery remains. Conclusion: was he a fraud? A victim of confusion? Or part of a story that grew bigger over time? We may never know. Because no official records have ever fully confirmed his identity. No country ever claimed him. No explanation was ever proven. But somewhere in the story of modern history, there exists the legend of a man who arrived at an airport with a passport from nowhere. And then vanished back into nothing. History is full of mysteries. Some explained. Some forgotten. And some still waiting. Subscribe for more strange and unexplained historical anomalies. Because sometimes, reality is stranger than fiction.